Right, before I get into this next one, for the love of God in the comments, stop saying, why are we talking about players coming in when we don't know where the finances are at? Why are you speculating? Well, I'm bored of it. And I know some people mean well, but I'm bored of it. I understand we're all frustrated about Wednesday's finances and the situation we're in. But in fairness, we're putting out free content, and I don't want to read the comments when I'm grafted on it and going, "Oh, why are you doing this in the first place?" Because we're doing a news podcast, all right?
And so before we go into it as well, there is talks that have come out that the Star has said the positive things on there. I didn't put it in because I'm sick of talking about how it's positive, we're close to this, because I think we all know what's going on.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It's sounding like that it's getting more positive with the finances. And one of the things that I said in this said article was that Darren Moore and Chansiri, it probably one of the best relationships he's had with a manager, St. Carlos.
Yeah,
so
we have heard that.
Positive.
Yeah,
so
and
if that is the case,
it's likely that the transfer embargo is going to get lifted as well. We'll just see where we end up. When we're talking about the speculation topics now and players we're linked with, let's just
it's literally that we're linked with them.
Let's remember that we're reporting on what's being reported by people doing their jobs, who are the ones finding it, because the scouting team's clearly still running if all this is coming out as well, and we actually know it's still running, obviously. But
I've seen people also turn and said, well, we're missing out on targets. Well, we're not if we don't know what the targets are.
So this has been everywhere, but I think we're taking this from Team Talk. So this is Sheffield Wednesday is stepping up their pursuit of Swindon Town's Odimayo. He's 21 years old and he's out of contract at the new month. He has been offered a new contract at Swindon, but he hasn't signed it yet. So it's going to be interesting to see if we get him. We are, apparently Donny are keen on him.
Yep.
He's also been linked with Preston, Derby County, Stoke.
It seems like any other team, they're the three teams we keep going up against when we're up to getting players at the minute.
Yeah, exactly. So he's a centre-back, and he played 34 times for Swindon last season. He's a centre-back that came through Reading's academy because he was released as a free, went to Swindon, and he's started to perform. I think if we go off Moore's philosophy of younger players and what we're trying to do in the new sort of era of Sheffield Wednesday is bringing these younger players, I could see this one being a likely one. And
especially since we don't know what's going on with centre-backs at the minute, because we still don't know if Borner's gone or not.
Yeah, even Burner, we could. You did it. We don't know we don't know what's going to happen with him, but it does. He's not. I'm surprised because I thought he'd have been announced that he'd gone by now, but
same.
It's not gone through yet. It might have done when this breakout or whatever's out. But what do you think to Odimayo, apart from the fact that you're not going to be able to say it because it's
Odimayo?
I don't know what noise I just made. I carried that.
I think it will be a decent little transfer for us, especially on a free. He's 21. He can grow into it. For God's sake, though, put a good deal in front of him that we can make some money off him afterwards.
Oh, no, Chansiri will offer him 600 quid and a packet of Twiglets.
And probably a season ticket.
No, yeah.
From last year.
Yeah, well, do you want this and we'll eventually refund it?
Yeah. But I think it will be a clever little business. I think we're going to see more of these free transfers, young players come in, because Moore's shown that he can do this. He did it at West Brom. He did it at Rovers. Johnny Rovers, that is. I must say that because people get the same way when Sheffield get called Sheffield, not Sheffield Wednesday. So, but you have to be really, really careful with getting these players in that we don't build them up. He's already played 34 times in League Two, which is good. So he's already got that ability to kind of get a little bit beat up, because he can get beat up a little bit in League Two. It is that kind of league. So bringing him into League One would be really good. And he's built. He's a unit.
Excellent. So what's his like? Can he run back for a challenge? Has he got?
Yeah.
Is he a bit quick?
Yeah, he's got some pace on him.
Who would you liken him to if you've watched bits?
He's a little bit like an Iorfa in the sense that he'll get back to the tackles.
Have we been linked with this lad before?
Yeah, we have. We spoke about him before on the pod.
Because I've checked him out before.
Yeah, we have.
Because I'm literally looking through here now, and And I remember last time, because I was like, I'll tell you what, let's get the FIFA stats up, because we always do it for a laugh.
Yep.
56. It's the 56 bronze we were talking about.
Yep.
At least he's got 61 pace, but Jesus Christ, he's gonna fit right in on FIFA. But
it's starting to seem like we're looking more and more at getting him.
Yeah. I think youth players like this coming in. Obviously we missed out on targets that we've previously talked about being linked with. Reece James is not coming.
Yep.
This is very good. This is a very good sort of age for a player to be coming in here. Centre back is Irigidi is not gone yet, but he's.
Have you heard who he may be going to?
Go on.
Preston.
Right. I mean,
Preston
it makes sense. He'll get game time at Preston. Yeah. That's actually probably quite a good move for him to stay in the Championship. Because Preston have been one of those sort of like sitting middle teams that have stabilised, and players want to go there now. So they'll be
able to go play a bit of football, and probably they might be able to cash on it in afterwards.
Earn more than 750 quid a week.
Yep. We're going to get compo on him and Shaw.
Well, we got 300k on Shaw. Yeah, we didn't mention the Shaw thing because I can't believe we've mentioned it again. He's gone now. He's done his little interview with Celtic. Good luck, Celtic. But it's one of those where I think we let him go before the end of his contract runs out so he could join them on pre-season in exchange for them giving us 300k fast. And people, our fan base were going, are we that desperate for money? Yes. Have you not been
100%?
Have you not been keeping up? Yes, we are. We don't need him round here, does he? He's off, so he might as well go now and give us the 300k and we can reinvest it. Have you not been keeping up? Where have you been living? But I think Odimayo, I love to see younger players come in. The fact that it's getting, he's so highly rated in a regard for Swindon, he could, do you think he'd get into our first team, or do you think he'd be one of those on the fringe?
I think he would. I think he'd get into
if Burner goes, and Irigidi goes, obviously.
Because if Burner goes, you've got Iorfa and Hutch. Now, with both of them, and Dunkley, yes, but 3 players who would have 3 big injuries. Hutch hasn't been that injury prone since he come back, but he does have that kind of thing. If you go down, you worry about his back. You have seen it where he's gone down, he's holding his back, and you're thinking, oh no, good. So having someone in, especially with those 3 players, you don't know how Iorfa's going to be after this injury.
That's true. And also, it's a case of we don't know if Iorfa's one of those, if he comes and he has a really solid 6 months, he could be off in January. Even
if he has a good August, he could be off at the end of it.
That's true. That's the worrying situation Wednesday you're in at the minute. So the more young players we can get in, I can't stress enough, though, you did allude to it earlier, we need to put good deals in front of these, but good deals that protect the club, like with optional... If you put optional extensions in contracts, if a club comes sniffing when a player's at the end of the contract, especially if you put a couple of years in, you can shut that down immediately by triggering it, you know? And then they have to buy it out. And if you think he's going to be good, like I said, if you think he's going to be good, you can put a buyout in. Like, the fact that I think Alex Hunt will be really good in League One. But he got to bulk up, and that goes down to the club and the fitness lot going, right, you're in the gym, you're lifting this, go. Honestly, if I know this is easier said than done in a lot of regards, but if I was sorting out our contracts now, I'd be giving 3 to 4 year contracts for players that were really highly rated, with instead of players coming in and running down their contracts, I'd give 2 with an optional 2. That's a good way to protect the club if they're crap after a couple of years. And then you trigger those if someone comes sniffing around, but you also put a release clause in of I don't know, say a player that you think's only worth like a mil or 2 now, right? But you think, oh, if they kicked on, because how much would you think Liam Shaw should have gone for? Given how he was playing when he started.
When he started, we could have at least got 1.5 million.
I was thinking that, about $1.5 million. So if you put a release clause in on these sort of players like Liam Shaw of like 2 million, 3 million, then players that, but at least we won't be letting them go for free. And then the players that you really rate, you can put like 8
it's
and
now,
that way
it's now about protecting our assets, which we haven't done.
exactly. And it'll still suck when the players go because you'll be like, well, why have we set the release clause that low? But we'll still get more than we've been getting.
But this
And
is where
that's the
I think Darren Moore is the perfect manager to be in charge, because he'll know that. He'll know that, but he'll turn around, and if this relationship is how it's been told it is, he'll turn around and said, give him this, this, and this, but put this here.
Yeah.
Then
the
you're
more
gonna
ideal
save yourself.
situation is actually not putting a release clause in at all. But I'm saying if you're going to entice players to a club where they think they can treat it as a bit of a stepping stone as well, and know they've got that freedom with a release clause, that's the only way you'll get some players in. But if you can get a player in with a 2-year, with an optional 2 years without a release clause, that's the most ideal way to do it, in my opinion.
And also, if you're a young player coming in, when's probably the best ground to come to when it's full, to figure out if you can step up to that next level.
Definitely. If you can get fans in next season, and that's why I'm saying, we probably would have kept players like a Rigidi if they'd have been behind the fan, if they had the fans behind this season. But I also don't think we got relegated because you wouldn't have been able to switch off. We said that. But yeah, Odimayo would be interesting to see what happens there.